Welcome to Chapter 1 in our book, Medical Office Management. This book is a great value to get through this semester. I highly recommend reviewing the chapters. You don't necessarily have to read them word for word unless you want to. And there's also a PowerPoint. The publisher provides a PowerPoint with this book that I have posted to Canvas for you. In reading the chapters each week, like I said, skim, review, read them, engage in them in different ways, whether you write yourself out some flashcards or utilize Quizlet.com for the flashcards and different engagement. Starting on page 2, I believe, is where the chapter begins with today's healthcare environment, the outline, the objectives. There are some key terms, and those are a lot of key terms. If you are planning to go into healthcare management as a career long term, I recommend learning these key terms. You do not have to know them exactly for this chapter. You don't have to be an expert quite yet. You'll learn them as you go along, but these are very common terms used in healthcare. So not anything to worry about, like I said, memorizing perfectly and being an expert, but you do want to get to know them. Page 4 goes into the introduction of the chapter, and in my lecture videos, I am not going to read the book to you, obviously, and I'm going to highlight. I'm just going to review what's being talked about, maybe interject what some things I can help you understand the concepts better, the ideas. The one thing I will mention also about this book, if you look at the publishing dates, it's 2019 and 2013. So 2019 is when this book was updated. 2013 was the original publication, which means some of this information's probably from 2010, 2009. So some of it may seem dated, and I will, in my voice lectures, these video lectures that I'm doing, I'll try to update as best as I can. This is going to be a great class. You're going to learn a lot of information. So back to page 4, choosing healthcare management as a profession. 30 years ago when I was in nursing school, healthcare management was not even a course offered, much less an actual degree. So look at how far we've come in a short amount of time. Healthcare management is a huge career opportunity with even a master's degree now. There's a master's in healthcare administration offered throughout the United States. Page 5, types of medical practice ownership is discussed. You can keep reading about that on page 6 and 7. Page 8 goes into, well, it's still talking about the types of ownership, but concierge clinics is mentioned on the bottom of page 8. Page 9, type of healthcare settings. Healthcare can be received at more than just hospitals and doctors' offices. There's a multitude of settings. There's also a high number of different types of physicians. You can read all about them and see if there's anything that piques your interest, or maybe you have visited one of these type of physicians in your lifetime. The different types of physicians is discussed all the way to page 16, where the chapter starts talking about medical practice settings, type of healthcare professionals. When people mention or read or hear about healthcare, when you talk about professions, most often the brain allows us to go to nurses and doctors, and that is not all that is available in healthcare. You have respiratory therapists, you have assistants, you have dentists, dental hygiene, dental assistants. You do have registered nurses, of course, but then a registered nurse can be like 7 or 8 different types of nurses: nurse anesthetist, nurse practitioner. You can be a nurse. Nursing informatics could be your specialty, just a multitude. And being a doctor is not the only way to provide medicine to people. You can also, that nurse practitioner role allows that, and a physician assistant role will allow that. So will a doctor of osteopath. I mean, there's a multitude. We could spend an entire class actually learning all the avenues for healthcare. This chapter does a good high level overview though. Page 18, the medical office manager is introduced. Page 19 talks about successful traits. Page 20 talks about the continuing education opportunities for medical office managers, and then the future of medical office, or I'm sorry, the future of healthcare management is discussed on the bottom of page 20. The innovation is very high in healthcare. It will be interesting to see where we are in 10 years from now. But review chapter 1. Let me know if you have any questions.